Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the different income streams that you can get from simple books. So let's start with understanding that at this stage of life, you're not trying to work harder. You're not. You're trying to make effort count more. So energy matters, focus matters, time matters. So today I'm not going to talk about writing a best-selling book. I'm going to show you how simple books can turn into a number of income streams. Not through hype, not through luck, not through virality, through multiplication, because retirees don't need excitement. We need leverage. So most people approach publishing like this. I'll write one book and hope it does well. That's the wrong model, at least for us. One book is fragile. One book requires a win. One book creates emotional pressure. Instead, I want you to think in systems, in multiplication, in structured expansion, because once you understand the math, the pressure disappears. One book is not an income stream. So let's take a simple example. A basic counting book, nothing complicated, structured pages, clear layout, predictable format. Now watch what happens. One book becomes a paperback, an ebook, a hardcover, large print, international marketplace availability. That's 5 potential revenue formats from one piece of content. You didn't write 5 books, you created one structured asset, and that asset exists in multiple forms. So let's walk through this logically. The paperback is the most common physical purchase. The ebook is a lower price point and no printing cost with global reach. The hardcover is a higher perceived value, so it's often priced higher and it's better for gifts. Large print, parents and grandparents often prefer larger text for early readers. Plus, it helps them since their sight might not be what it was when they were in their 30s. International marketplaces, you're going to publish in the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and other places. Each format and marketplace is a variation of the same intellectual property. So you're not working 5 times harder. You're distributing once created work across multiple channels. That's leverage. Now multiply this by topic expansion. So let's expand horizontally. Let's stay with the counting book example. A counting book about farm animals. That's one topic. Now duplicate the structure, not the writing, the structure. The same layout, the same page format, the same counting pattern. New topics. Trucks, sea animals, dinosaurs, holiday themes, construction vehicles, zoo animals. Look on Amazon, you're going to see a variation of these all across the children's books. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're applying the same template. If you build 5 topics using the same format, and each topic exists in 4 or 5 formats, the math changes quickly. Let's walk through it conservatively. 5 topics, each topic in 4 formats. That's 20 income streams, 5 books, 20 distribution channels. And that's before you even consider the international expansion. So notice what just happened. You didn't rely on a bestseller. You created a catalog. Let's address the realistic concern. What if each book only earns a little? Okay, fine. Let's assume modest numbers. If one book earns a small monthly royalty, it's not impressive, but 5 books, each earning modestly, and each in multiple formats, the total begins to stabilize. This is not about hitting a home run. This is about singles, stacked repeatedly. So here's what matters. No single book has to win. The system wins. When income is spread across multiple small assets, volatility decreases. If one title dips, others remain. If one topic slows, others continue. You're building breadth, not gambling on brilliance. That's a calmer way to build income. So at 30, you can brute force growth. At 60 or 70, preservation matters. This model preserves your energy because you reuse the structure, you reuse the formatting, and you reuse the process. You're not constantly reinventing, you're refining. And once a book is uploaded, it doesn't require daily maintenance. There are no customer calls, no inventory, no shipping. It simply exists. You build, you upload, move to the next structured asset. This is efficient effort. So you don't need one successful book. You need a small structured catalog. No single book has to win. The system wins. 5 books, 4 formats, multiple marketplaces, 20 income streams. Not from genius, from repetition. Not from creativity alone, from structure. And structure is teachable. So what now? Let's address the real internal question you're dealing with. You're thinking, I'm not sure I can write a book. Well, that's the wrong question. The better question is, can I follow a repeatable framework? Because this model is not about creative brilliance, it's about templates. It's about structure, and it's about applying the same formula across multiple topics. Counting books, ABC books, simple educational series books, structured formats. And when you understand the framework, the process becomes predictable. You're not chasing trends, you're not hoping to go viral. You're building small digital assets, a catalog, assets that can exist for years. And you build 5 of them, you're no longer dependent on one fragile outcome. You're operating leverage. This is what I focus on, not creative writing workshops, frameworks, repeatable systems, catalog thinking, because retirees, we're not looking for hustle. We're looking for stability created through intelligent structures. If you can follow a recipe, you can follow a publishing framework. If you can write your grocery list, you can build these books. Once you shift from, can I write a book, to can I apply a system 5 times, the opportunity becomes practical, not theoretical, not intimidating, but practical. And practical structured leverage is what turns effort into income. 5 simple books, 4 formats, 20 income streams. No single book is required to carry the weight. That's the math. And when the math makes sense, fear decreases. This is not about becoming famous. It's about building small, repeatable digital assets, and that's a very different game. If you'd like to see exactly how that framework lays out, the next step is understanding the system behind it, because leverage isn't magic. It's a structure applied consistently, and structure can be learned. Visit chasethebutterfly.com and download my children's book series starter kit to get started today. See you next week.